Hello, welcome back to another episode of Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And as you can see in the background, James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, I today figured out and have seen that he's actually having a newsletter. I was always quite, not mad, not sad, but, I thought it would be great to have a bit more content, a bit more thoughts from him and by him. And, I've seen that he has a shit ton of newsletters. There are a lot of publications, I'd say. So this is the one from July 28th, which is the most recent one. And there is one from July 21st and a few more, all the way down to, I don't actually know, I've not gone all the way down, but there are quite a lot. And I would say that these ideas and these thoughts, they are quite interesting, and they probably also are quite useful, especially from such a great thinker and such a successful personality, I would say and argue. So it's called the 321 newsletter. You're probably going to find it by Googling it. It's on the James Clear. I would say yes, jamesclear.com website /3-2-1. You should be able to find it there. This one is about eliminating tasks, optimizing for your interests, and sharing knowledge. And it apparently is structured in 3 ideas from me, so at least this one. But I guess it's kind of, when it's called 321, I guess this is the structure of the newsletter. So 3 ideas from me, then we have 2 quotes from others, and then 1 question for you. And so there we go. 3 ideas from me by James Clear, July 28th, 2022. What are my top risks? How can I mitigate them? What are my unique strengths? And how can I leverage them? The objective is to survive long enough to see the rewards of your advantage accumulate. And this really plays into something I have been talking about before, which is really trying to make your strengths even stronger, and maybe not really caring about your weaknesses, because I most often believe that for sure might be some exceptions and some things, some situations where this might not really apply, but working on your weaknesses, I think, is a waste of time. You're never going to be able, quote unquote, never going to be able, at least not easily, to be kind of the best in this field, in this field where you are actually pretty weak. And I would also say and think and believe that most often we do not really enjoy those things we are not that good at. So how can I leverage them? How can I leverage my unique strengths or your unique strengths? Which was the first one. The second one, sure, at some level every experience in life boils down to your interpretation of it. And if you can shift your mindset, then perhaps you can turn a negative experience into a positive one. But life is not a hallucination. You still have to deal with things. A healthy perspective can lessen the burden, but so can taking action. A problem that is solved is one that you don't need to mentally reframe. Which is a great saying, and 2 great paragraphs, because I feel like that very often it is like, just have a good mindset and everything is great, just view it in a different light. And theoretically, yes, this probably is the case. When I view things in a different way, then I'll be able to deal with them better and whatnot, and I might actually be able to kind of reframe it in a way that they are not a burden anymore. But I kind of still have to take action. It obviously depends on what it is all about, but still, taking action in the end is going to be necessary. And viewing everything into, in such a good light, that puts you in the position where you don't have to take action, I wouldn't necessarily say that it is useful and or smart to do. So a healthy perspective can lessen the burden, but so can taking action. A problem that is solved is one that you don't need to mentally reframe. And the third one, sometimes the most productive thing the productive thing you can do is eliminate the task. Downsize. The rooms you don't have don't need to be cleaned. Donate. The items you don't own don't need to be organized. Delete. The projects you don't take on don't need to be finished. Is this a problem that needs to be solved, or is it a problem that can be eliminated altogether? Yeah, this kind of is combined with, or can be combined with, do I really need to work on that? Do I really need to do that, in brackets, right now? I myself often, sometimes, well, depends, do things that I guess I do not really need to do at this point, but I just find myself doing it. But one always has to ask oneself, am I doing it because I want to do it and because it is fun and it brings me joy? Or am I doing it to not do things that I actually need to do? In general, I'd say it makes sense to work on the things first that needs to be done and you really have to do, and then do those things that are, fun and you want to do, or at least kind of, do one thing that you need to be doing and then do one thing that is fun, and then, repeating the cycle. But not being delusional and only working and thinking about those things that do not actually need to be done. Two quotes from others. The first one, award-winning painter George O'Keeffe suggests optimizing for your interests rather than your happiness. I do not like the idea of happiness. It is too momentary. I would say that I was always busy and interested in something. Interest has more meaning to me than the idea of happiness. Source, the complete correspondence of George I think it's Keefe or Keefe, I don't know, and Anita Pulitzer. Is it the Pulitzer Prize? I don't know. There are many ways and many quotes around happiness and why happiness might or might not be the thing that one should be striving for or one should be interested in. It is a very difficult variable to satisfy. Let's call it satisfy at this point. Because what is happiness? What is your happiness? But interest, I think, is actually pretty good. I'm interested in something, and even though it might not be, for example, the greatest job, it might not be, the best job, the best paying job, I might just be really interested in it, and I might be able to learn something. I guess, I don't know. I mean, when you have the option between two things that, one pays very good and, you might not really be feeling great both because it might not be very interesting to you, and one thing that, maybe doesn't pay that much, but still you can learn something and it is somewhat interesting. You should probably choose the interesting one. You should probably choose what is at least a bit interesting. You can learn something, you can get something out of it, and not the thing that might be, I don't know, maybe the most secure, maybe the thing that pays more but just really drains you from quite everything you have. And the second quote, Marie-Christine Gasingirva, it's Gasingirwa, a director of the Ministry of Education in Rwanda, reminds us that knowledge is shared experience. In life, and this is the quote now, in life there is a single person that knows everything, and there isn't a single person that knows everything, and there is no person that knows nothing. It is not too late to learn because you just need to develop that interest. Talk to people, share with them what you have and learn from them. There is no breakthrough in this world if you are isolated, and you can only make a breakthrough by talking to people. Yeah, I guess it is nothing new, so not much of a comment there. And one question for you by James Clear. Who is someone you love spending time with but you haven't seen recently? Can you reach out to them today? You probably can, in this day and age. You probably can. You might not necessarily get an answer today, Does this matter? I wouldn't say, not necessarily. Share this on Twitter. Until next week, James Clear, author of the #1 worldwide bestseller Atomic Habits and also creator of the Habit Journal, which I didn't know about. P.S. Yesterday was Wiggle Wednesday. Best wishes to all who celebrate. I don't know what Wiggle Wednesday is. I want to check it out. It's on Twitter, so I'm not gonna do that. And with a bit of design here. Left. Maybe there's something nice. There you go. Up until next time. See you soon. Bye bye.